Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog for you. So in today's video we go to Home in Manchester to see their production of Miracle on 34th Street. This is a musical I'd never seen before. I was really excited to go and see it. I went with Lawrence and we were invited to the press night. We were sat in the stalls for this show, and yeah, it was a really fun night out. So in the video I show you around the theatre, show you the view from our seat, and then when we come home we give you a full review. So I hope that you enjoy this little video. So it's 6:30, we just arrived at the tram station. The show starts at 7:30. Ideally I want to be there for 7, but we'll see. Lawrence is just getting the tickets. I think we've got 6 minutes to wait for the tram. So we just got off the tram at Dean's Gate. Just here, so and the theatre is literally just across the road, so should be there in about 10 minutes. And if you can see, look, there's the theatre just across the road. Okay, so we just arrived here. Now we're going to head in, collect the tickets from the box office. Not sure where we're sat today until we get the tickets, so we'll see. We'll see where we're going to be sat. Okay, so we're going to go ahead in now and see if we can find out tickets. There we go. Here's the press desk over here. In the bar, there's got like, you get some Christmassy sweets, ice cream. I always want that rainbow cake. So we've just picked up our ticket, so we're in the stalls, row L, C5 and 6 I think. We just picked up a couple of drinks. And we've just come to sit up here on the sofas where it's a bit quieter. I think we've still got, what time is it, Lawrence?
3 minutes past 7.
Yeah, so they'll probably start letting us in soon. So, oh, here we go, this might be the announcement.
Welcome to Home. Tonight's performance of Miracle on 34th Street will be 7:30 in Theatre 1. The theatre auditorium is now open if you'd like to take your seats.
There we go, it's
in. Please ensure all mobile phones are switched off before going into the theatre. Thank you.
So I'll just finish these drinks and then we'll head in. Okay, so we are on row L. This one. Okay, so we're in our seats now. We are on row L. I'm in seat 7. Lawrence is in seat 6, so this is the view. It's a really, really good view, bang on central view. So yeah, really looking forward to it starting now. Should start in about 10 minutes, and I'll let you know what I think of it in the interval. so I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about it. So we were kindly invited to the show's press night, which took place on Wednesday the 11th of December. So the show started at 7:30 and it had a runtime of 2 hours and 30 minutes, which included a 20-minute interval. So the show is recommended for age 8+. There was no merch for this show. There was no programs. Not that I can see, I couldn't see any anywhere. And for the show, we were sat in the stalls. We were on row L, seat 6 and 7, and our view was really good from those seats. It is right at the back of the stalls, but because it's a small intimate theatre, you get a really good view from wherever you sit in the stall, so our view was really good from there. So Miracle on 34th Street has always been like one of my favourite Christmas movies, so when I found out Home were doing a musical adaptation of the movie, I really wanted to go and see it. So I was really excited that we got invited to the press night. One thing that the theatre is actually doing for this show is at the theatre you can actually write a letter to Santa, hand it in, and then some people's actually get read out on stage during the show. So I thought that was like a nice little interactive part to the show. So the story of the musical is a little bit different from the movie. So the musical actually starts in modern day Britain, where an elderly man's toy shop, which is called Miracle, is on the verge of getting demolished after it has been bought out by a larger corporation. So one day Doris, who is part of the company overseeing the transition, brings her daughter along to the shop, and somehow she manages to get inside the shop where she meets the old owner, and he shows her around the toy shop and shows her all the old toys that are in the shop, and this sparks Susan's imagination. And then, encouraged by the shop owner, Susan dreams up her own tale, which is set in 1940s New York, and it starts during the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. So after that, the narrative pretty much more or less unfolds very similar to the movie. So we have Susan, who is a clever young girl who doesn't believe in Santa, and her mother works for Macy's, which is a big department store in New York, and their Santa one day comes in drunk, and so they have to get rid of him, and then they're in need for a new Santa. And then Kris Kringle is then hired to be the Santa. However, he believes that he is the real Santa, and so his sanity starts to be questioned, which then ends up in a court case where his mental health and also his authenticity is in question. And that is the basic story, but it does often jump between the modern day Britain story and the 1940s story, which did get a little bit confusing, and I just didn't see the necessity of the extra bit of story added. I don't think it brought anything to the story. It didn't better it. It just made it a bit more confusing and really just disrupted the flow of the show and just made it harder to immerse yourself in the story. So the set design by Kieran Bagnall was really nice actually. It was a static set, it didn't really move much, but it had this really beautiful archway which was filled with like vintage toys, so it looked really nice. It was a really nice set. Also the costumes by Laura Booth were also really nice. They fit in with the timelines in which the story ran through, and I just thought they were really pretty, festive and nicely detailed. I thought the costumes were really nice. So the songs in the show, to be honest, weren't that memorable. I don't actually remember any of the songs now, but at the time I thought they were really good. They fit in really well with the story. They felt quite Christmassy, quite festive. They just weren't very memorable, but they worked well for the show. So I thought the cast for this show was excellent, and playing Susan, our performance was Caris Mozongo, who is probably best known now for her appearance as young Elphaba in the Wicked movie. And Caris was definitely the star of the show. She delivered her performance with sincerity and maturity, and she definitely commanded the stage when she was on it, and she did carry most of the show. She was on stage for most of the show, and I just thought she did an absolutely fantastic performance. She's definitely a rising star. She's definitely someone to look out for. She had a beautiful voice as well. She had a really lovely solo song. I just thought she was fantastic. Playing Santa, we had Adam Vaughan, who I thought perfectly captured the warmth and wisdom of Kris Kringle, and I thought his interactions with Susan were touching and believable. So we then had Jessica Jocelyn, who played Doris, who was Susan's mother, and I thought she gave a really good nuanced performance. We then had Matthew Huxley, who played Fred. I thought he brought humour and heart to the character, and he also made the character come across quite charming, and he also brought a great energy to the role as well. I also thought the chemistry between him and Jessica Jocelyn was really good. I thought they worked really well together, and yeah, I thought their chemistry together was good. So the supporting cast for this was also excellent. I thought Stephanie Hockley definitely stole some scenes as Shellhammer. She was absolutely hilarious. She had great comic timing. Really loved all her scenes. Also, Zuela Mitchell dos Santos, I thought was really good as a judge again. She had great comic timing, and I thought she also did a really good job. So there's no programme for me to show you in this. I will see if I can get up the cast, just so you can see who the cast were. Okay, so here is the cast. So obviously there's several girls who play Susan. So one of the Susans is Lily, but we didn't have her at our performance. We then have Matthew Huxley, who played Fred. Stephanie Hockley, who played Shellhammer. Christopher Jordan, who played Mr. Macy. Jessica Jocelyn, who played Doris. Zuela Mitchell dos Santos as Judge Harper. Caris, who we saw as Susan at our performance, and there's Harriet, who also plays Susan. Ida Reagan, who plays Sawyer, and Adam Vaughan, who plays Kris Kringle. So that is the cast. So overall, I really enjoyed Miracle on 34th Street. I thought it's a really good festive family musical to go and see over the festive period. So I would give the show 3 stars, just because I think some elements of the show could use a little bit refinement, but it was still really enjoyable musical. Really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. I'd love to go and see it again, because I was quite ill the day I went to see it. So I wondered if I went again when I wasn't so ill, would I enjoy it a bit more? But I did, like I did really enjoyed it. I did think it was a good show. Just some bits were a bit confusing with all the jumping about from different timelines and stuff. But that was the only thing. Otherwise, really enjoyed the show. So I hope you've enjoyed this little vlog and review of Miracle on 34th Street. If you have, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.